Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about men who I've seen, I feel they have histrionic behaviors. They also have some narcissistic behaviors. So kind of a mixture. I don't know anybody who's been diagnosed with either one. But these are men, and they're classified as straight. Okay, I'm going to use these terms, straight. Now, what I've heard about this is, like you hear a woman or read a woman, hear a woman say that they think secretly, she thinks her husband is secretly gay. Well, your husband could be secretly bi also, either one. But, and the reason is because she would feel like, and I've heard this plenty of times, that her husband seems to really like men and doesn't like women. Okay, now the thing could be that he is jealous of women, or it's just that you feel, she feels that he hates women because the way he treats her, is abusive. That she generalizes it to all other women, that he hates women. Now he might say things about women, in a negative light. He might be misogynistic, along this line, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he prefers men. He's gay or bi, with a preference for men. See, but it could be a jealousy of what he thinks women get away with. All right, or that women get special attention. And to someone who's kind of narcissistic or histrionic, their behaviors are that they really don't appreciate anybody else getting special attention or attention at all if they can have it on them. And it could even be a collective kind of narcissism, all men are great and all women are horrible kind of thing. Okay, but one of the things I worry about with this is that so many people want to just, attach the disorder on anybody who has these behaviors, and say, and some of them think that all men, that men are only narcissistic and women are only histrionic. No. But a lot of people haven't even heard of histrionic, personality disorder, or behaviors of, criteria for all these things. Now, I am even curious at this point. I don't have the DSM-5. I have 4, and the first one I ever had was 2, DSM-2. But I know that I've heard that actually all the personality disorders, that we're going to take them out because they say it's a choice. I don't see any of them as a choice. But the 4. But yeah, I don't think people have heard enough about or understand enough about histrionic personality disorder. Now, I personally, and I'm going to be wrong about this, I'm saying right now I could be wrong about any of this, but my view about these is that they're so connected. It's like the behaviors that what I've seen in my own life, seen from people, is that they can have symptoms of each one, but not to the extreme to which they could be diagnosed with it, and kind of comorbid with other kind of behaviors from other types of disorders. Got all that? One of the most common I've seen of this is that they, it's like someone having the personality characteristics or traits of histrionic, yet it goes in cycles. Okay, like similar to bipolar. But I really don't know enough about bipolar. I've known plenty of people, too many people with bipolar disorder that wouldn't take their meds. That seems like a kind of little stereotype because they like the high of the mania, not the low of the depression, though. But that's what I've seen. I've seen them go through cycles of this when they're very, the way I've seen it is that when they're in the mania stage, that they see that they can do everything. They can, do everything. Oh, they have all these plans on what they're going to do, how they're going to create it, how they're going to fix it, how they're going to this. And then it hits that, then they realize that, no, they can't, and they get very angry. Very, very angry. And then it's like a swoosh down. They go into a depression, because after the anger, they turn it inwards and it becomes a depression. that they're depressed, and I could be wrong about all this, but this is how I've seen it repeatedly, 54 years. And then they level out. After a little while, they start to level out and lather, rinse, repeat. Now, I have been wrong by saying this before, but I used to think that a milder example of that, a milder symptoms of that, is what I have felt and seen that men go through. Women have their own little hormonal cycles, but this would be more like the male. Now, there is some research now more done on men. I want to look that up, find some actual scholarly work on it, so I'm going to remind me to do that. But yeah, men have their cycles, women have theirs, and that's how I've seen it with men. Now, here's the thing: the men that I've seen it with, one was diagnosed with as bipolar. The other one was, and he knew. The other one was diagnosed. I overheard. I was in the hospital when he was. When I overheard it, he denied it. So, anyway, what is it, comorbid, or what is actually? Is it that or not? But I've seen more than one man, 2 men, 3 men who've experienced that. Now I'm kind of rambling here. And this time I have an excuse. I'm sitting here. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and it seemed like mine was a little bit low on my drive over here to the store, so I got something, ate it, and kind of waiting for me to feel less dizzy, less symptoms. But anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Have you seen it this way? I really don't want to make generalizations. I do videos about women I've seen who have these histrionic behaviors, and I felt like, okay, I'm making too many about the women. What about the men? Seriously. I've known men, like I say, that have those traits of histrionic personality. Some of the traits of actually kind of fit the criteria, but I've never known anybody to be diagnosed with it, like I said. That or narcissistic personality disorder. But when it comes, I've mentioned before a man that I knew that I was not at all, I did not doubt at all that he was antisocial, the sociopath at least, but probably more of a psychopath, because he was adopted in his family, so who knows the parent, what the parents were. But yeah, I don't doubt that one. No, this guy had spent most of his life in prison, or at least half of his life, and he was a pretty bad dude, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Now, if you have a comment, you have an experience, what you think, how much have you heard about histrionic personality disorder, or the behaviors of, the traits of, leave a comment below. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.